She laughed and said, "You're paranoid. He's just like a brother." But on our anniversary night, I put the photos on the big screen and shattered every lie she built in front of everyone. For most of my adult life, I believed that happiness was something you had to chase, like a shadow that always slipped away just as you reached for it. But when I met Lena, everything changed. I am 34, and when we married, it felt like my life finally carried a piece I had been searching for all along. The first 2 years were gentle and kind. We paid bills together on time. We cooked Sunday dinners, laughing as we tried out new recipes. At night, we would fall asleep with our feet tangled beneath the blankets, like two kids pretending the world outside didn't matter. For the first time, I told myself that I was home. But slowly, a new name began to appear in our conversations. Ethan. First, it was harmless. Ethan said a joke. Ethan recommended a food truck. Ethan sent a meme. Every mention came with the same phrase that felt glued to his name. He's like a brother to me. And even though I had never met this brother, somehow he was always present. He was in our stories, our plans, our private jokes. One evening, I gently asked, "Can I meet him sometime?" Lena laughed and tapped my arm. "You're being paranoid, Ryan. He's been in my life since college. He's family." The words seemed simple enough, but her eyes gave away something else. Not fear exactly, but guardedness. As if she was bracing for a question I hadn't even asked yet. I tried to let it go because marriage runs on trust, or at least that's what I told myself. Yet little details began to collect like dust in the corners. She changed her phone password, blaming work spam. Her phone began to rest face down on tables. Late-night calls came in, and she'd step out of the room to answer. If I asked who it was, she'd snap, "Not everything's about you, Ryan." One afternoon, I came home earlier than usual. The house was quiet, but from the den I heard her voice. It was soft, playful, and filled with a warmth that I hadn't heard in a long time. I walked toward the sound, not sneaking, just moving. Her laptop screen showed Ethan's face. Lena was laughing in that light, private way she used to laugh with me. "Ethan, stop. You always know how to make me blush." My chest tightened. That wasn't the tone of family. She snapped the laptop shut when she saw me, the hinge clicking loud in the silence. "Ryan, you scared me. It's just Ethan." He was showing me his niece. Her voice was too flat, her hands too busy straightening coasters and rugs that didn't need straightening. She couldn't meet my eyes for long. I didn't confront her. I didn't start a fight. I simply watched the rest of the evening like an outsider observing a play. That night, I promised myself I would pay more attention to her actions rather than her words. And the patterns became clear. Girls' nights happened exactly when Ethan was in town. Her phone would buzz, and she would tilt the screen away from me. She smiled at nothing during car rides. And when she returned home late, she kissed my cheek out of habit before rushing straight to the shower. One evening, she left her tablet on the couch. The screen was awake. I hesitated, but the memory of that video call pushed me forward. The messages were at first innocent nicknames, jokes, lines that seemed harmless. Until I read one, "Sometimes I wish we hadn't let go." The words echoed in my chest. Ethan wasn't a brother. He was a door to a past she hadn't closed. Later, I contacted an old friend of hers from college named Maya. When I casually asked if she remembered Ethan, she replied instantly, "Of course." They dated for 3 years. That was the moment the pieces fell into place. It wasn't my imagination. I wasn't paranoid. I was being lied to, and I decided right then that I would wait for the right moment to lay the truth bare. Our 5th anniversary was approaching, and Lena wanted to host a dinner with friends and family. She asked me to make a slideshow. I smiled, kissed her forehead, and agreed. But this slideshow wouldn't be just about nostalgia. It would be a mirror reflecting back the parts of our life she tried to hide. When I reached out again to Maya, she sent me old photos of Lena and Ethan. There they were, holding hands at a concert, hugging at a fair, kissing under Christmas lights. I saved them carefully into the anniversary folder. Later that week, I even found screenshots of Lena's midnight messages to Ethan. Sometimes I wish we hadn't let go. His reply cut just as deep. We never really did. I was calm, too calm maybe, but that calmness wasn't forgiveness. It was finality. On the night of the dinner, friends filled our home. The house looked perfect with soft lights, candles, and jazz in the background. Lena moved through the room with a smile, touching my arm, laughing like everything was normal. But inside, I knew what was coming. Ethan arrived, confident, holding a bottle of champagne. He hugged Lena too long, and I could see the subtle closeness that no one else noticed. I greeted him calmly. Dinner was served, laughter filled the table. And when the plates were cleared, I stood up. I'd like to share something special. The lights dimmed. The slideshow began. At first, warm memories, our wedding day, our first apartment, a beach trip selfie. People smiled, laughed. Then the photos changed. Lena and Ethan younger, holding hands at a fair. The room quieted. Another photo of them kissing under Christmas lights with the words, "To forever, my love." The air shifted. Chairs creaked. Lena's face went pale. "Ryan, what is this?" She whispered. "Just part of your memory lane," I replied evenly. Then came the screenshots. Her message, "Sometimes I wish we hadn't let go." Ethan's reply, "We never really did." Someone at the table gasped. Silence crashed over the room. Lena begged to speak to me in private, but I refused. No more private. That's where the lies lived. Tonight is about truth. Ethan tried to interject, but I silenced him with a look. Lena tried to claim it was only emotional, but emotional infidelity is still betrayal. And I told her so. Guests began quietly leaving. Ethan left too, unable to meet my eyes. When the last guest was gone, Lena sat shaking, tears streaking her face. She pleaded for another chance. I told her gently but firmly, "It's not broken, Lena. It's gone. There's a difference." She asked if I was really leaving. I said, "I am, because you already did. I'm just the one walking out the door." That night, I packed my bag and left. No yelling, no slammed doors. Just silence. And that silence felt honest for the first time in months. In the days that followed, Lena sent messages, emails, and apologies. She claimed she still loved me. But love without honesty is a lie wearing a mask. Friends told me I handled it too calmly. But I wasn't calm, I was finished. And that's different. Now, months later, I don't hate her. I don't even wish her pain. I simply learned that it's better to lose someone else's love than to lose yourself trying to keep it. The anniversary dinner wasn't the ending I wanted, but it was the ending that finally told the truth. And for the first time in a long time, I felt free. If you stayed till the end, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more stories like this.